Nate, a daring treasure hunter, jolts awake to find himself dangling upside down from a chain of cargo crates, all precariously suspended from an open plane. Struggling against gravity and enemy mercenaries, he fights his way upward, barely managing to pull himself back inside. Just as he catches his breath, a red car barrels toward him, sending him tumbling out into the open sky. As he plunges toward certain death, a hand snatches his at the last second, a moment that mirrors a thrilling adventure from his childhood. 15 years ago, young Nate and his older brother Sam sneaked into a museum in Boston, searching for a valuable map made after the Magellan expedition. Their goal was to find an ancient treasure. However, their plan quickly unraveled when Sam triggered the alarm while attempting to pick a lock. The police caught them, and the brothers were taken back to the orphanage. Since this was Sam's third strike, he was due to be sent to prison. Given a moment alone, Sam seized the opportunity to escape, leaving Nate behind with a heartfelt promise that he would return for him. Before vanishing into the night, Sam handed Nate his treasured ring as a symbol of their bond. Later, Nate discovered an empty piece of paper and Sam's lighter, revealing a hidden message with words of encouragement. Now in the present day, Nate works as a bartender in New York. Alongside his regular job, he has a knack for pickpocketing, slipping valuable items off unsuspecting wealthy patrons. One night, after closing up the bar, he encounters a man named Sully, who praises his skills and offers him a job for an upcoming heist. Suspicious and uninterested in working with a stranger, Nate dismisses him, only to realize moments later that Sully had lifted the bracelet he had just stolen. Left with no choice, Nate follows Sully's lead. At Sully's apartment, Nate is taken aback when he sees the original Magellan map. Sully explains that the expedition had been secretly funded by the Moncada family, whose descendants, Armando and his son Santiago, are still hunting for the lost treasure. To convince Nate to join him, Sully reveals he once worked with Sam and even has a photograph of him as an adult. Nate is intrigued but skeptical, as he hasn't heard from his brother in years. Sully insists that finding the gold may also lead to finding Sam. Though he initially refuses, Nate later revisits a box of old memories, which includes postcards from Sam, revealing that he had lied about never hearing from him again. With renewed determination, he puts on Sam's ring and agrees to take part in the heist. The duo prepares for their first move, stealing a golden cross at an upcoming auction. This cross is a key that unlocks the chamber hiding the treasure, and Sully already has its twin. In exchange for going 50-50 on the gold, Nate studies the auction house to devise a plan. On the night of the event, they spot Santiago Moncada, who is also bidding on the cross. He's accompanied by Joe, a dangerous mercenary and former partner of Sully. As the auction begins, Sully pretends to be a bidder while Nate sneaks into the electrical room to cut the power. However, Joe's men catch onto his movements, and a fight ensues. Running out of options, Nate disrupts the event by swinging from the ceiling lamps, causing chaos. Seizing the moment, Sully disguises himself as an employee, grabs the cross, and escapes. When Joe corners him with a knife, security intervenes, allowing Sully to slip away. Meanwhile, Nate flees from security and meets Sully outside, agreeing to travel together to Spain. During their flight, Nate reads the captain's journal, which confirms that Magellan discovered a massive hoard of gold in the Philippines and secretly hid it in Barcelona. Upon arriving, they meet Chloe, another treasure hunter who possesses the second cross. Distrustful of Sully, Chloe tries to leave with both keys, leading Nate on a chase through the streets. Eventually, she agrees to work with them after realizing they have the journal, which holds the crucial clues. The trio heads to a church connected to Magellan's expedition. Inside, Nate is stunned to find a postcard that matches one from Sam. Following cryptic carvings, they uncover a hidden panel behind a statue, revealing keyholes for the crosses. After narrowly dodging a trap, they unlock a secret passage beneath the church. According to the journal, one person must stay above while the others venture below. Nate and Chloe descend while Sully remains outside with a cross. As Nate and Chloe navigate an underground tunnel, they emerge inside a crowded nightclub, where Joe's men are already searching for them. Disguising themselves as a dancing couple, they sneak toward the bar, where Nate attempts to ignite Sam's faulty lighter. When it fails, Chloe helps him start a fire, distracting the guards long enough for them to access another hidden passage. However, Joe's men attack, forcing Nate into a brawl. Chloe unlocks another chamber just in time, allowing them to escape. Their path leads them to an ancient Roman storehouse, but instead of gold, they find massive urns filled with salt. Hidden among the salt is an old map detailing Magellan's route, but before they can analyze it, Chloe betrays Nate, knocks him out, and takes the map. Sully finds and revives Nate, who demands to know the truth. Sully admits that Sam was shot while searching for the journal, and he was forced to leave him behind. Angry and betrayed, Nate walks away. Later, he deciphers a hidden message in Sam's postcards, revealing the real location of the treasure. Chloe, now working for Santiago, arrives at his private airstrip, unaware that Nate and Sully have sneaked aboard his cargo plane. Before they can steal the map, Joe double-crosses Santiago, killing him and assuming command. Nate finds himself in a brutal mid-air fight, dodging flying cargo and barely managing to cling onto a parachute. Chloe, also in danger, drives a car off the plane, catching Nate mid-fall. Together, they deploy a parachute and land safely in the ocean, drifting until they reach the Philippines. At a hotel, Nate pieces together the final clue, realizing the treasure is hidden inside a coastal cave. Taking a small boat, he sets out alone while Joe searches in the wrong location due to the false coordinates. Inside the cave, Nate swims through an underwater passage and emerges in a hidden chamber containing Magellan's 2 intact ships, filled with gold. Sully arrives, tracking Nate's location. Their excitement is short-lived, as Joe and her men soon arrive, using helicopters to airlift the ships. Hiding inside one vessel, Nate and Sully fight off the mercenaries as the ships are lifted into the air. With gunpowder and a cannon, Nate fires at Joe's helicopter, causing it to crash. However, she manages to board their ship, setting its anchor loose. As the ship begins to fall, Sully makes a last-minute decision to toss his bag of gold at Joe, knocking her into the sea. Moments later, the ship crashes into the water and sinks, leaving the Philippine authorities to recover it. Escaping in a helicopter, Nate consoles Sully, who is disappointed over the lost treasure, until Nate reveals he had secretly hidden some gold in his pockets. Meanwhile, in a remote prison, Sam, very much alive, writes a postcard to Nate, warning him to watch his back. Months later, Nate meets with an agent working for a mysterious man named Roman, who is interested in his ring and offers a Nazi map in exchange. Just as the meeting turns tense, Sully appears to back him up. Ready for their next adventure, the duo prepares for whatever awaits them next.